Hey guys, welcome to another stream of the Agora Models T-800. It's been a busy day. This is actually my second video. First one was not a live stream. It was of the NSEA Protector, and some of you have watched it. It's actually going together really well, and as you can see, I've got the vacation face and hair going on. I don't go back to work until the 4th of January. So, probably going to do a live stream or two of the X-Wing and the DeLorean. Still waiting on more DeLorean parts. It's amazing. They've been in the mail for like 3 weeks now. Finally got in the screws for the Terminator fingers. May or may not work on them tonight because I've got the 4 packs and I want to make sure that we don't run too long because, like I said in the chat, my wife and I are going to be working on the aquarium, cleaning it out. We've had the aquarium up for about 2 weeks now. It's just time to clean it out, make sure the fish are doing okay, get the fish stuff out of the bottom of the tank. So let me grab the book. Almost knock over one of the cameras, and switch to the camera showing the table instead. So like I said, we're going to be doing packs 31 through 35, and as I was sorting them today, I realized something. I've been doing this the wrong way. I've been going through and looking through the book to find which pack it should, or what should be in each pack. Instead today, there you can see that I numbered them. So much easier. This is the only one I numbered that way. The rest of them I numbered all in the end here so that it's easier to find the packs. R2D2 is a good build too, Mark. I built that one. I've built all the D'Agostini Star Wars ones so far. The X-Wing I started and had some issues and I stopped, but I've restarted it and I'm now waiting for parts. I'm about to finish with the wings themselves and start working on the cockpit. And I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I've subscribed to the Eagle Moss Enterprise D, which they should start shipping in March. It's kind of funny because I got an email today saying, oh, by the way, we didn't realize it was going to cost this much, and so we're increasing the price by $2 per pack, which is $8 a month. They should have just started them out for $12 a pack instead. Still have the Falcon too. Do you have all the parts yet? Or are you still getting the parts for the Falcon? Because if you're not complete with the Falcon, I would highly suggest you go to Falcon 3D Parts and get their engine mod. It looks really cool. They've got several mods to the Falcon. They've got people to put in the cockpit. I went with the engines and then with the thrusters and the lights underneath the belly, which are really cool. They tie directly into the board, and that way when you push the button to lower the ramp, what then happens is you get the red lights and the white lights underneath. You push the door to turn on the model, the engines come on, and they have a startup sequence. They flash a little bit, and then they just kind of you have most of it finished. If you can get the top back off, you can actually put those in, and the engine's not bad. It's back there where it's not hard to get back to the engines where it's at, but it's up to you, man, how you want to do it. So let me go ahead and crack this open and we'll start working on the Terminator. But of course, first, let's bring out where I've gotten to so far. Got a head. I no longer have a hand, I have a full arm. One shoulder blade, which that looks like another shoulder blade there, or another shoulder there. And with this, that's going to be the other shoulder. And like I said, is that, nope, that's the teeth. I finally got these in. Like I said, I may pull one of the fingers apart just to show how these go in there. The rest of them, I'm going to go ahead and put all. I'll be putting the rest of them all together off camera. I just realized something. I'm missing some lighting. Give me just a second. That should do a little bit for the lighting. Just, it looks blurry to me. Let me switch over the top down and see if that's better. That's much better. At least for me. If you guys disagree, just let me know and I'll switch back. So let me pop these out. And get my screw box. With the fact that I'm not currently working, that I'm on vacation, my workspace is getting just crowded with tools everywhere. Well, tools, glue, you know, it needs to be cleaned up again. Whoops. I did that last week too. This thing here, I almost threw away last week. Oh, and before, I've got it sitting here just to remind me, before I get started on this, I want to show you guys something that's kind of interesting that I noticed today. I'd never noticed it before. I've been using these same two rolls of of magnet wire for years. And I happened to be looking down when I was pulling some off and soldering, and it's really kind of funny because the red wire comes off of the left-hand side and the green wire comes off of the right. That blew my mind. It's like they knew I was using what I was using them for, that they're different polarities. It just struck me as odd. All right, so we've got these, no screws. Unfortunately, this glue is just about done. So let me get one of these little guys. This one feels like it might be solidified already. So the first thing it says to do is take the sleeve here and push it through here. Push it through this part right here, which it goes in really nice and easy. It's when I put this part through it that it's going to get pretty tough to get in there. Then double check, they've got it this way up. Oops, I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, they've got it this way up. There's the sleeve. Slide this on here, and the pin goes in from the top. Going in a little bit easier than it did last week. I spoke too soon. It doesn't want to go in the rest of the way. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, I went out of camera. The end of the pin here wasn't going into the part here. I had to pull it towards me a little bit. And let's see. And this one is just another push in, just like it was last week, push in, and it should just stay there. Should being the magic word. That is, I think, yeah, this one is a lot stiffer than this one is, but they're made the same way. Doesn't really matter, nothing attaches to this shoulder blade, so as long as I put it where I want it, it should be fine. Take this part, same as on the other one. There's a socket right here. I was about to put it in backwards. There's a, I don't know if you can see down inside here, there's a small, you can kind of see it there. There's a small key in there. There's a keyway on here. There's only one way it can go in, which is like that. Let me move a piece of tape over here where it's not going to be in the way. I actually almost did that the other day, guys. I came very close because of putting glue on the tape like that. I came very close to gluing myself to the table. Let's see. Okay, that one's not open. Not sure there's any liquid inside this though. Yep. All right. Where is my green stick? I don't know why I keep using the same one. I have many more of them. I just keep using this one. Actually, I think this is a different one. This one, the end's not chewed up as bad as on the other one. These come with actually a little pad on the end of them. You know, they're micro brushes. And I just keep them forever because they're very useful for grabbing drops of glue to put into stuff. I'm keeping the mouse on the pad today because on the glass it doesn't work at all. That should be good. This, another one of these ratcheting pieces. Similar to the ones that are already on here. Just grab the glue. Put it around each of the lugs. There's actually quite a bit of surface area that it's going to be able to grab onto, unlike sometimes where the lug is the only thing that it's going to have to grab. And in there, goes in there like that. Gravity should be able to hold that in there. So that is the end of stage 32. I mean stage 31. So now moving right along to stage 32. This. Not positive what any of these parts are, except, hey, another ratcheting piece. You know what the ratcheting pieces are because I've got hundreds of them. Well, maybe not hundreds, but a lot. So I saw that new floor, Eric. How's it working out? It looks really good. It really does. Makes me want to take parts where we've got older carpet and get rid of the carpet and put down hardwood, either hardwood or laminate flooring. Because I think some of our carpets might even be original and the house is 20 years old. Grab the spare screws. Like I said last time, I've kind of stopped really keeping track of the spare screws other than just throwing them in the container. Hey Matt, welcome to the stream. Dad's amazing scramble eggs with summer sausage with strawberry yogurt to cap it off and a glass of milk. That sounds good, actually. What's funny is you mentioned yogurt. My wife had never seen Spaceballs before, and it happened to be on last night, so we watched Spaceballs, and it was just a riot. Especially when we got to the point where yogurt was there. She just lost it when Mel Brooks came out as yogurt. And of course, I haven't seen the movie in 15, 20 years, but I'd seen it enough times, and there are enough lines in there that I did the same thing to my wife that I do quite regularly, which is quote the movie 30 seconds before it happens. You mean these parts? These parts are actually making pretty good sense, other than oh, you're talking on the X, or not the X-wing, on the and by the way, I'm talking to you, Matt, or not Matt, Mark. On the Falcon, they seem to make a lot of sense. The only thing that was weird on the Falcon was when they didn't send you the bracing at the right time for a couple of spots. I loved building the Falcon, and this to me seems like the parts are coming in a pretty logical order. And on the X-wing, they have broken up a little bit the wings, because 4 wings, you end up doing the same thing for like 6 months. So, okay, this, okay. So this keyway, these screws go into this slot here, and those 2 screw holes. That is I fully agree, that is a great movie. One of Mel Brooks' best. May have to convince the wife that we need to watch more Mel Brooks, because it's been a long time since I've seen any of his movies. Like History of the World Part 1. I'm still waiting for Part 2. I think they may have actually at some point contemplated coming out with Part 4. So that screw in there. High Anxiety, that's another good one. This one isn't Mel Brooks, but I can't remember what it was. It's the one with Jack Black where he starts out as a caveman. That one's a pretty good one. So once those are in there, oops, and I'm pointing it at the wrong camera. Once those are in there, it fits in there just like that. Silent Movie is a classic, especially because at one point in the movie, they're completely silent except for, I forget what happens, but at the time that it happens, the French actor says the one word that is said out loud in the whole movie, and he says, shit. This. Okay, this and this part. Flat. Okay. So this part from the stage I just finished. This part from this one. Flat sides in here, flats on here. I'm guessing that something goes in there that's threaded. That slides in there like that. Let me get the shoulder out of the way. The other shoulder and the head. I'd hate to knock those teeth out. They're so nice and shiny. Or well, not shiny, but nice and white. So it says take the, there we go. Take the arm. Okay, grab the arm, and then it's actually up here on the shoulder. Absolutely not. Yeah, blazing saddles. Good Lord. Somebody would go to jail if they made blazing saddles today. So fit it in here. That was nice. Wow. That probably should be metal. I don't know if you guys can see that flexing. So that just slides in there like that. Doesn't say to glue it or anything. Let me lay his arm down because I need one of the shoulders. I'm looking right now to figure out which of the shoulders I need. Oh, it's got to be that one because the other one doesn't have this part here. Ah, dopey me. I'm sitting here building along. And I did not realize that I just put this part on the wrong shoulder. That's why we do these things, so we can make mistakes in front of other people, and they don't have to. Let me double check. Yeah, now that's right. Maybe I should read the instructions more than just look at the pictures. And that's the thing, you know, that's the thing, Mark, is these days they're not making movies to be funny. They're making movies because they're just trying to get the most money they can get, most bang for the buck. Oops. So this will slide in there like that. I like the way that popped in there. Put this back in, if I can get it to stay in. Ah! This pin, which also has flat sides and is, I believe, might be metal. I think it's plastic. That slides in there like that, which also has the flat sides that tie in there. Drop this screw in. Of course, I'm sitting there fighting with the screw rather than using my magnetic screwdriver. There we go. Something right there. $10mm. That's a 10mm screw. Make sure it threads in there. It does. Interestingly though, the threads don't come all the way to the end. Try that again. That could be bad. Because that screw is not catching. Interesting, it's acting like it's catching now, but it's not going, wasn't going in. Or is it just... Sorry, I'm being quiet. It's caught, but it's not going further in. So let me back this out. It'll come out now. I have a feeling that's nice. Okay, there's the problem. Use the Allen stock that was provided with stage 26, which I think there was one. So the problem with that screw is not the screw. The problem is me. I'm sitting here trying to drive a Allen head screw with a cross point. That's never going to work. Slightly bigger. Much better. And now it appears that he can hold his arm in place. I don't like that. I may have to eventually take this part back apart because it's, and I can't because this, one of the screws is up underneath here. I have to work that ratcheting part out. It ratchets, it goes really easily one way, the other way it catches. So I guess he'll just have to rotate his arm one direction only. Why? There we go. So, there's one arm. Skynet can go online as long as I'm no longer alive. Oh, by the way, guys, tonight I have a little bit of my own brew. This is a pumpkin spice beer. It's a little funky flavor. It's not bad. It's a little bit different. And I was making another batch of it with a different beer. But when I opened the pumpkin that I had saved from this one, yeah, it became just a spiced beer because the pumpkin was moldy. Like I said, it's got a little bit different taste, but it's pretty good. Okay, so left shoulder details. Nice, good chunk of metal. Two of them. Some plastic sprue or chrome sprue. One more ratchet and some more screws. see. Oh, this would be the thoracic vertebrae end piece. Shoulder end piece. Accessories. So we can get rid of the right shoulder for right now. And I've looked through the pieces that I've currently got, because I got the next pack, the next month, and as a matter of fact, they're going to charge me again in 2 days on Christmas Eve for the pack after that. So that'll put me up to pack 60, which that puts me within 4 packs of having the model complete. First thing it says to do is, not with this, sprue cutters. Cut this detail part off here. This one here. Same with this. Again, clipping as close as I can so I don't have to try and sand around nubs, not just, thanks Mark, not scratch up the chrome. You have a great night, Mark. I'll talk to you next time, and you'll be able to catch the rest of the stream sometime on YouTube. It'll be there. Put a dab of glue there. I'm just going to put the glue around the inside lip here. Push that piece in if it plays nice. There. Slides in there like that. And then this piece will go on here on the shoulder with these legs pointing towards me, or towards this rectangular place here. I'll do the same thing I did last time, which is just put some glue on this tab. Last time I tried it on first. Whoops, that wasn't good. I slid it and ended up popping that end piece out. So let me re-glue that. I'm really close to putting glue actually on my mat. Slide that back in there, and that should hold. Take this part, do another one of these ratchets. Again, this one this time has only the pinholes to catch instead of the whole surface area. There, you can see that a little bit better. So I'm going to just mainly get it around the pins rather than around the entirety of the disc itself. Do the same on all 4 of them. Pop it in there over that, and that should stay without any problem. And when it goes into the model, I'm sure there's going to be something holding it on from the other side. says identify the two fixing points here. Oh, that's actually, it's going in right now. It's going to go on just like that, like the other one did, with the lug facing the other direction. Three more screws, 2 and 1 spare. So these screws are going to end up being put into a wad of glue and put in the nose of an airplane eventually, because I've got a huge amount of screws left over from other previous builds. And dopey me left the hex head on. So pop that in there. That one kind of found some resistance, probably a little burr on the inside of the part itself, because it isn't cross-threaded and it slid in the rest of the way pretty good. Just tighten that up. Tighten the other side where I stopped. And that is the end of pack 33. Which means actually at this point, with there being 100 packs, let me lay them out here. This is roughly 1/3 of a Terminator. Doesn't look like 1/3 of a Terminator. It's just an arm, a shoulder, and a head. But that's 1/3 of the Terminator. Pack 34, this is where we start getting some pretty good sized parts. And I'm doing it again, stage 34, not pack. So stage 34, this is what is called this is the thoracic vertebrae frame. This is part of the thoracic vertebrae. And then there's 5 nuts, 5 nuts with 1 spare, 3 PM screw, three 6mm screws, 1 of which is a spare, and 3 8mm screws, again, one with a spare, one being a spare. So dump these out, see if we can lose one. Not really, guys. So there's those 3 and those 3. 1 spare, 1 spare. Let me get the nuts out. That'll be 1 spare as well of those. And that takes care of the spares. So first thing to do is lay this the other way around, this side down, and it's going to sit on top of okay, I'm sitting here looking at it like this. It fits on top of here like that. You can see there's a pin here, a socket here, so it sits down inside of there like that. Actually goes flush. And then a nut, you can see where the nuts go in here and here. A nut will get dropped down inside of each one of those. This is very similar to what they did in the Millennium Falcon. So flip this over, and it is the 8mm screws that go in here. So let me grab one of those first. Flip that over. I can feel it against the nut on the other side. I'm just threading it in so that I can make sure I get them threaded in, and then I will come back and tighten. So that one's good. That one's good, and so we've got the two nuts in there, and the two screws on the back side. It says to put two nuts over in this corner. Oops. Might do that. I mean, I should do that. I can do some unboxings, and I would be done doing an unboxing one a week in about 40 years, give or take. Actually, while I'm on vacation, I'm going to do some additional live streams of to get caught up on the Ecto 1 and the X-Wing. So this slides down here like that. Okay, not near as deep of pinholes here. This slides down. Actually, it's not even really pinholes, just kind of recesses. But there are pins. See if I can get that to focus. Drop those out. So you can see that there's a pin there and a pin here. And then there's two holes for the pins to go into there. They actually don't go all the way through. They're just on the one side. So I'll drop that back on there. Put the nuts back in the holes. I actually, Eric, have some really pretty good models that I could unbox. And it would be truly a unboxing, because while I take the plastic off of my models, I very rarely open the plastic inside. My models are new open box for the most part. So those, whoops, there went one of the nuts. If I can get that screw on there. There. I know something I should build this year. I just don't know where. Actually, I do. I know where I'll put it too, and I would hang it upside down. I have the C57D, the 1/72nd scale, 27 inches in diameter. I think Boyd built it like 5 or 6 years ago. So you can see there's the nuts in there. You know, I keep this here for a reason. Makes it easier. You can see the nuts in there. The screws in there on the other side. Maybe white isn't the best because it kicks off the glare from the lights. And that, I believe, yeah, that is this stage complete. So, last stage for tonight. We are, absolutely. Last stage for tonight has one more of these, another of the thoracic parts. Couple of, thought they looked rubberized, but they're actually plastic, and then some more, looks like 3 nuts and 3 screws. Don't ask me why. I always make sure I put these things back together before I throw them away. I think it's because they take up less space. Hey Donnie, it's okay. We tried everything. Eric was calling people and everything. And of course, somebody is out looking at Christmas lights instead of watching a live stream, because apparently somebody who likes to listen to the stream while he's in the car has a life. Not naming names, but I'm sure Eric will. So drop those in there. Grab one of the screws. Grab the other screw. So that's, it looks like that, and just like with the other side, nuts on either side, screws on either side. I believe, not next stage, or next stage, within a couple of stages, this part I believe ends up on the back of on the back here. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I think, yeah, it does. Maybe. I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm not positive. It looks like it should, but it also looks like there might be something that comes out of here. I think there is actually pieces that will come out of these 3 points. And then this will sit a little bit higher up. But it's got to go this way because there's 2 nuts that go in there. Find out later. So the last part of this is to take these little pieces, and they actually are labeled. It says they're labeled. I don't think, yeah, there is. This one it says L. This one says R. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can do. See if, no, that's too small. You're not going to be able to see it, but what I can do is show you the super huge picture. Wow. LEDs and cameras. That's awesome. Trust me, it says L and R inside there. And so it goes in. Oh, okay. The cutout piece here and not a problem, Matt. Have a great evening. So this half moon cutout piece here, if you can see it, that part there will actually go in here and will just barely clear around the round piece there. It says to make sure that they're even with the level of the surrounding metal, which it's not. It actually sticks out. But it does say if, you know, to make sure that they will stay in place, to go ahead and lock them in there, or hold them in there, not really lock them, with some low-tack tape. That way when I come back to it, it's not missing. So that is it for stage 35. So now I'm going to set these aside, like I said, and we're going to do some surgery on the Terminator's hand. And I can see right here that the fingers are, the pin is actually starting to come out already. Let me see, I should have somewhere handy. There's never a flathead screwdriver around when you need one. There we go. So it says to use a flathead screwdriver. Actually, there are no instructions. It just kind of got some suggestions online. But you use a flathead screwdriver to peel these out of here. Feel it coming. Not sure what's on that screwdriver, but it's sticky. So, it's very close to coming loose, but it's just not quite there. Try this one. Fortunately, these finger pieces, the knuckles are all metal. There, that's got it. Ah, that's why it wouldn't come off. I was prying on the longer end rather than the shorter. Now to see if I can get that to come out. And yes, I have a baby hammer. I do ship models as well, so baby hammers come in handy. For right now, let me move that out of the way. We're just going to work on the thumb. The funny thing is that what's holding it is not the it's not the pin, it's not the glue, it's the sleeve. So there's the original parts. Let's see if this one's going to be any. Nope, this one's not going to be any easier. Okay, if I do this just right, guys, you get to watch me bleed on camera, because I could jab this screwdriver through my hand. That'd be fun. When all else fails, brute force. Try a Leatherman along with a pair of needle nose pliers. So all I got to do is break the grip of the glue. Let me try the. The problem is there's a lip right here that's keeping me from getting as good a grip as I'd like to on this pin. There is a slight gap. Ever so slight. But it's coming further. And again, I'm ending up pulling it out from the hard side. Those sleeves do work to keep it together, just doesn't, it's really, really floppy. So that one goes. I think it was like that. Yep, that's definitely the side that was I was just working on, because I don't know if you can see it. There's some nice scoring on there now from pulling the head of that thing out of there. Not happy, but I did it. Wait, is Spence here? Can we blame Spence? That's actually working a little bit better. I'm prying in the middle instead. Oh yeah, much better. And by prying between the parts, between the actual joint here where they're together, you'll never see that if I do mar the surface. Should have thought about it before. One more pin, and you can see that or at least I can, the residue of the super glue on the pins. So pull that out. It's the last pin. The last sleeve. So that goes like that. So what it says to do in the instructions You just dump these out everywhere so you lose them. It actually says in the instructions, and I keep saying the instructions, there are no instructions for this. It came like this. There are instructional videos that other people have made on YouTube. And I've seen 2 different ways that they do it. I need 1, 2, 3, 1 for each joint, 1 there, and 1 when it goes back on the hand. And then 6 of these screws. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. And obviously when I do the rest of them when I'm off camera, I'll just dump them all in there. Another nice piece of fuzz and a free Allen stock. I say that kind of sarcastically, but this is really, to me, this is a really good fix on this kit. I need 6 washers. Couldn't do that again if I tried. So you take this one of the screws. Here, let me actually instead of that, you can see the parts there. There's barrels, and then the screws, and then the washers. And you take the screws, instead of just a pin that you push through. Was a good idea that they tried, but it just doesn't look right, doesn't fit right. It ends up loosening, well, it fits, but it ends up loosening up pretty bad. But you put the screw, and it actually says to put super glue in. I think screws are good enough. So you put the screw inside there. And then you take this assembly, you slide it through the finger that you're working on. Put in 2 washers. Slide the other half on top of it. This is where I switch tips on my screwdriver to find one, not that, because my screwdriver is magnetic. Let me find one that actually fits these screws, because otherwise I'm going to sit there and fight with the screw to keep it on here. Not that one. There, that one. Since these are magnetic, with a magnetic screwdriver, they stick on there perfectly. And then you take this, tighten it, and what I can do, since I have their Allen stock and my screwdriver, is I can tighten it from both sides. And now, wow, I now see why they say to use super glue, because as soon as you turn this, it starts to loosen. But once it's in there, once it's tightened, it will be beautiful the way it's going to hold. So let me loosen this one. No, I don't have any really good super glue handy. Super glue is everybody's friend. So a little bit dab in there. super glue, and if super glue doesn't work, hot glue. So put that in back in there. Put it through here. Here. Put the washers back on. While I'm holding it in, so I don't end up super gluing the brass barrel to the finger. Trust me, Eric, the tools that I have, I've been years in accumulating. Not sure that I think the glue is all dead. Whoops. I lost a washer. Actually, I didn't. It just fell in the box. Yeah, the key thing about the amount of tools and the variety that I have is that I never throw any of them away. Some of them are from working on computers. Some of them I bought specifically for models. The key thing is just to get some glue on the threads and not on the outside. Of course, I could have also just used Loctite, just regular Loctite, not the Loctite super glue. But that would eventually break loose as well. So now, and of course, it's now just spinning on the other side. There. So let me torque this down again. Instead of moving it back and forth right away, I'm just going to let it sit there for a few minutes while I do the next one. So a little bit of glue in here. Actually, I'm hitting both sides at the same time, I think. I grabbed the wrong screwdriver. Put that screw in. So the thing about the washers is, if the screwdriver, or if the screw should lock to the side that it's on, that's fine. The whole thing about the washers is that they'll slide past each other. God bless, this one just doesn't want to go on there. They'll slide past each other because they shouldn't lock together, even if the metal parts on either side of the screws do. So, more glue in there. What the video I watched where the guy was actually using the glue, what he was doing was he was using a pen type of super glue. You know what? I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to put that one closer to the wrist. That screw in there. Not cross threading. I felt that. So let me see. Yeah, that is a lot stiffer than it was. And it was kind of neat what the guy did. What he did for a test to show how well these work instead is he picked up the arm, which is kind of funny because his arm wouldn't hold. When he picked it up, when he picked up one of the fingers, the finger would bend rather than the arm picking up. Mine are still relatively new and intact. Oh yeah, I need that piece now. Oh, save the pieces. Let me see. I'm just looking right now. When I have to do the rest of them. Oh, that's right. Only the thumb has that part that comes loose. So let me take switch this out. I'm going to take the block that holds the thumb on back off, so that I'm not trying to work inside the hand. I'll take it off if I can. It would. That would be really awesome. And I actually know the best time to do that. Wouldn't need a meeting room. All we'd do is meet up in somebody's room. If we all go to like Wonderfest or something like that, which if they have it next year and life is semi back to normal, I will be going to Wonderfest. It doesn't have to be a snap-tight. Snap-tight, I'll tell you what, some of them are pretty impressive. I've seen a lot of people take snap-tights and glue them. Wonderfest will be in Louisville this year. And I know that's a hell of a trek for you. Wonderfest is actually in Louisville every year. They canceled it this past year. It's been going on for 30-some years. And they canceled it this year because of COVID. They actually switched it from May-June timeframe to October, thinking that it would happen. And that, after that, yes, summer months should be, like I said, should be June-ish. Matter of fact, if you search Wonderfest, I think it's actually the weekend of the 31st of May this year. But it's in the Crown Hotel in Louisville. And I'm planning on going. I don't know that anybody from my family is going to go. I don't think so. And if that's the way it works out, the rooms are like, they have double occupancy rooms, and I will be offering up space for anybody who can't afford a hotel, as long as I know them from HLI. I'm not gonna go downstairs and say, does anybody need a place to stay and maybe rob me? So, where'd it go? Oh. Get that off. June 5 to 6. And it's been going, like I said, for 30 years. I think this year was the first year in 30 years they haven't had it. I kept hearing about it before, and I was like, what is Wonderfest? Then I found out it was in Louisville, and I'm like, well, I can't, that leaves me out, kind of. Why? Oh, that was close. looks like the thumb, that piece might be too long to put both washers in. There we go. It's one of these things. Wonderfest will be the second ever show that I go to. I will not be exhibiting. I'm not crazy. Because I've seen what some folks, people like Boyd enter into the contest. Damn it! Why are you not playing nice? I wonder. I've been to one, and the one that I went to in Yuba City was so-so. This thing is just being a pain in my banana. I'm really getting irritated. What I should do sometime is go over to the Gateway chapter of IPMS. But they hold their meetings literally 45 minutes away from me over in St. Louis. Okay. I'm really glad I took this off because I would be really getting irritated if it was actually still on the hand. So apparently there's no washers that go in that point. Yep, 132 per night for 4 people. And that's the thing is, I don't know what you guys are planning if you go to Wonderfest. I'm planning on Saturday, probably not Friday night, because I'm only 4 hours away. And I say only when driving, my hip goes nuts if I go any amount of distance these days. So that is the thumb. And it took 20 minutes to pull that thing apart and put it back together. I don't think you can see the washers that are in there, but there's, hang on, let me see. Actually, let me try if Droid Cam will play nice and focus. Yeah, that's better for a close-up. There's 2 washers in each joint, except for right here. I had to take the washers out to actually get it fit, and it makes sense because this piece here is wider than all the rest. And like I was saying earlier, what's going to happen after the glue is really set is those washers are going to slide past each other instead of the screws moving. So put these 2 washers back, and that's why it says it comes with 66, and it says there are 10 spares. I counted and I counted and I counted, and I was like, there can't be 10 spares. There can only be 6 spares. Well, the 10 spares are you don't use 2 on the thumbs. So let me clean this stuff up, and we'll wrap it up for tonight. So, actually, let me put the finger back on. I'm really impressed with the way that went. I should have bought it at the same time as I bought the, Well, no, I couldn't buy it at the same time as I bought the teeth because they were sold out at the time. So, but if I'd have been able to, I could have saved myself about 10 euro to what is it? Actually, it's pounds. £10 50 on shipping. So, not extremely badly priced, or not badly priced at all, but a little bit pricey because the teeth and the fingers ended up costing me a total of an extra $100 between the two of them, including shipping. And the shipping on this, because we got into the holiday season where USPS hires a whole bunch of people who don't do anything or do even less than before the regulars, it took 2 weeks for this to get to me from Chicago. I mean, it's completely insane the way that the mail is going right now. You know, I'm sitting here fighting with this thing. There. Forgot. That can pull off. Somebody buy Spence a watch, because we were dissing on him earlier. He wasn't here to defend himself. Okay, we weren't. I was. It's okay, Spence. You missed the live stream, but it's all there on the video. The video should post up. Well, actually, the video will be up immediately from the live stream. And I will, well, no need to post the link. I already posted the links. But it should be available through the same link pretty quick. And thanks, Eric. I know it was a little bit slow, a little bit quiet. Some of these things are a little bit difficult. And I don't know about, I'm pretty sure you guys are ready to see something besides the Terminator on every build. So maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I hesitate to do tomorrow because tomorrow is actually used to be Kenny's normal live stream day, and I don't want to steal that from him. But I expect I'll live streams again sometime this week. Maybe not, actually probably not Thursday or Friday. I just looked at the date, and Thursday's the 24th, Friday's the 25th. So we'll call it Saturday. I will, you don't need justification, Spence. I know you're late almost every time. I'm joking. But we'll call it Saturday for another live stream. I don't know what time. But instead of doing the Terminator, I think I want to work on the Ecto 1. Because I'm still working on getting the cockpit parts for the X-Wing. And the next stages on the X-Wing are for the cockpit. I'll still build them, but then I'm going to have to take them back out and replace them with aftermarket parts because I'm going to get an acrylic cockpit that is designed for lighting and it goes right along with the engine parts I already have. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoy the camaraderie of the chat. I'm going to say it just because I'm starting to sound like I'm going to start sounding like everybody except for Kenny on live streams. And oh, by the way, speaking of Kenny, if you are not part of HLI, go over to HLI and join the community. It's a great community, great bunch of guys. We all build models, you know, and we're there to help each other. But if you're not a member of HLI, go ahead and like and follow my streams. I do a little bit of content at least once a week, and I think I might do, like Eric was saying earlier, I might start doing some quick unboxings, because I have a hell of a stash that I could do a lot of unboxings on. As a matter of fact, if any of you guys have something that you want to see what the kit looks like, shoot me a message over on HLI or on Discord. If I have it, I'll do a live stream on an unboxing. So with that, I'm going to call it a night, guys, and go clean the fish tank. Have a great evening, and if I don't talk to you on HLI or, hang on just a second. Okay. If I don't talk to you on HLI or online or other places, have a great Christmas, have a great New Year's, and I'll talk to you later.